Yo, me head at 5 seconds to like this video. If you don't, then you gonna wake up looking like this nigga for the rest of your life.
Hello, motherfucker.
What up with the YouTube? It's your boy Dave. I'm back with another reaction video, man. Today we got another banger for y'all, man. We got NBA legends share the most epic off-court Larry Bird stories you've ever heard before. Y'all know how I feel about my Larry Bird, man. Y'all know how I feel about Larry Bird videos, the history of Larry Bird, why I got him ranked, how I feel on, off the court. Come on, gang. Just go ahead to the channel and look at the playlist section. Y'all see how many Larry Bird videos I got, bro? Go ahead and check them out, gang. Not to mention, we 4 subscribers away from 2,000, gang. The big goal. If y'all watching this video, man, y'all ain't subscribed yet, man. What are y'all doing, bro? Come on, gang. What are y'all doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and like up the video, gang. It's free. Don't cost no money to subscribe to the channel. Share the video, feel me? Comment. Let me know what y'all want to see me react to next, man. Try to get 10 likes on this video. Hey, like I said, we 4 away from 2,000 subs, man. We're going fast, man. Hop on, support me, man, while I'm down. Because when I come up, remember, y'all, follow me on Twitch, description down below. And yeah, let's get into the video, man.
Every pick, the corner shots and the one out at the top, really top the key. They're the shots that I like to take.
Three-point sniper, basketball IQ, tenacious player, man.
Larry Bird was one of the most terrifying competitors in the history of professional basketball.
Magic Johnson.
3 championships, 3 MVPs, a trash talker so ruthless that Hall of Famers still flinch, telling the stories decades later.
It's 2, Bird, a runner. It's good!
He was one of the biggest trash talkers ever.
Bird, little fake, down the lane.
On the room.
That is the version of Bird that most people know. Off the court, Bird was exactly what he looked like. A guy from French Lick, Indiana, who happened to be the best basketball player on the planet and never once let that change who he was. He drank with locals after game winners. He pranked rookies. He made entire press conferences laugh with one-liners delivered completely deadpan. And he did all of it with the same effortless confidence that made him impossible to guard. This is the Larry Bird that his teammates and rivals saw when the cameras were off. And honestly, it might be the most entertaining version of him yet. Kevin McHale spent 12 seasons as Larry Bird's
Shout out Kevin
and
McHale,
closest
man.
on-court partner, a Hall of Famer in his own right with 3 championships and what most people still consider the most unguardable post-game in NBA history.
Chat, it didn't me or only me, son. I don't know why, but I always thought Larry Bird had at least 4 to 5 rings. I don't know why I thought that, but I know for sure he had at least 3. But I thought he had 4 or 5, for real.
He was there for all of it, every night, which means when McHale tells a Bird story, he is not recounting something he heard secondhand. And when asked about what his favorite Larry Bird story was, he shifts to an off-court story when their flights got delayed.
Best Larry Bird story.
I think the story that sums up Larry the best was back then when we flew commercial, we didn't fly private. We played in a Tuesday night game in Cleveland. And of course, we got up for the first flight out. We had a game on Wednesday night in New Jersey. Snowstorm hits Cleveland. We're at the airport at 7 in the morning. Flight's canceled at 7. It's canceled at 8. It's canceled at 9. It's canceled at 10. Canceled at 11, 12. We finally leave at about 1:30 or 2 in the afternoon. We fly up to New Jersey. Now the storm has kind of moved into Jersey. And the bus driver says, well, I can't get to the hotel into the arena. I can only go to one place. Well, we had a game that night. We go to the arena. So we get to the arena, and I mean, we're dragging. And we're sitting around the locker room, and, and everybody's kind of, we're tired. And, and all of a sudden, the coach gives a little bit of a speech of, come on, man, guys, we're playing basketball. Let's get ready to go. And Larry stands up, and Larry says, a couple other few choice words, and he says, I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to take it out on their rear ends. So I was like, oh, all right, so let's go. So we go on the floor. Albert King sitting there. Larry walks up to Albert King and goes, don't take this butt whooping personally. I've been eating hot dogs all day. Albert King looks at him like, you've been eating hot dogs all day? What's that got to do with me? And we went out and just hammered him. I mean, we terrorized them. And that was Larry. There was no excuses. I mean, he just played. And I tell you, that was just his competitive nature. But a day when you fly all day and eat hot dogs in the airport. Best thing was Elbert's look on his face like, what hot dogs got to do with me?
Cedric Maxwell
About to see,
was
boy, he put that beat down on you, gang. He ain't had no sleep. Flight got delayed. Every flight got delayed. He got to 2 in the afternoon. Then he couldn't go to the hotel, get a nice sleep, shower. He had to go straight to the arena. Oh, yeah, you about to get this work.
Bird's teammate on the Celtics dynasty, a 2-time champion, and the 1981 Finals MVP. And he says one of the wildest nights of his life happened off the court with Bird at a bar.
Larry, myself, and Kevin McHale went out one time. I'm trying to drink with Larry, who is a two-fisted drinker. So I drank until I couldn't drink anymore. We went to eat in a restaurant. And I remember feeling bad. And I put my head in the seat. And I said, oh, man, I need some water. So I drank this big swallow of water. And what Larry had done was like put this whole little mini bottle of vodka in the water. And that just sent me over the edge. And it was just so funny to him that I went outside and I started feeding him.
One time,
Oh,
Bird
Lee.
gathered all the Celtics rookies at training camp, took them to dinner, and when they asked where to go out in Boston afterward, he pointed them straight to a place called the Ramrod, a club right across the street from the motel. The name alone should have been a warning, but the rookies followed the directions anyway, walked into a long line, and discovered it was a leather biker bar with not a single woman in sight. Back in their playing days, Bird and McHale went out after a game, got into a full physical altercation with a group of strangers at a bar, and
For
then
real?
showed up to the airport the next morning to catch their flight to the next city, only to find one of the men they had fought the night before sitting on the same commercial plane. McHale told the story to Chandler Parsons years later and said the two of them just looked at each other and could not believe the odds.
Somebody got him. McHale drafted me in Houston. He told me the craziest stories about him and Larry Bird. Like, and first of all, he thought the league was so soft, like he couldn't stand the NBA by the time he was there. And he told me that him and Larry Bird, they would go out, like they'd play a game, they'd win. They'd get into a bar. They got into like a bar fight one night, and then
With each other or strangers?
With strangers.
Okay.
And then the next day they go to their flight. It's a commercial flight. The guy they got on the fight with was on the plane, like to the next city. I swear, I'm like,
Did they run it back?
run it again. You gotta run that thing again. How different the times were. It was just crazy. I didn't believe it. It was
Crazy,
That's
Chuck.
awesome. Oh, I can listen to that all the time.
Dan Shaughnessy was the Boston Celtics beat writer for the Boston Globe during Bird's entire run, the man who covered every game, every press conference, every championship, and spent more time around Bird professionally than almost any reporter alive. So, you know that Bird had to play a few tricks on him here and there.
I actually had a road rage incident with him. I was driving by Fenway Park because, he lived in Brookline down at the end of Route 9 and back there where Hellenic College was. And I was getting near Fenway. I'm coming in on Park Drive, turning onto Boylston Street. And this giant Cadillac is being a real dick the way this car is driving. It was almost as if the car was trying to provoke me. I was flaring. And, all of a sudden I like roar up against this guy and I look over and it's him. He picked me out. He saw me. So he was messing with me in traffic. He loved that he got under my skin unknowing that it was him.
Ezra Edelman is an Emmy-winning
crazy.
documentary filmmaker who has spent his career sitting across from some of the most powerful, famous, and complicated figures in American sports. He made the O.J. Simpson documentary that won the Academy Award. He has interviewed presidents of leagues, convicted felons, Hall of Famers, and cultural icons. He is not a man who gets easily rattled by a
Who is
subject.
this chap?
And then he sat down to interview Larry Bird for the Magic and Bird documentary and said it was the most intimidating experience of his entire professional life.
Yeah.
I'm going to think about it. Larry Bird.
So like you were just nervous because you were in the presence of Larry Bird.
Like it was like, but
he
it's
didn't,
like
he didn't like.
no, but it was like all things, which is like I was making a documentary about him and Magic. He had no interest in this.
Mhm.
It was like he was basically the last person to get the interview. It was like, oh, he's got to wait. We have to go to the end. Wait to the end of the season. And he's like this mythical figure of like. I think there was a point where like I showed up. He was like, you can come and like go to French Lick and go like talk to someone. He's like, you can talk to my brother. I might have even literally been in his presence in an elevator like 3 months before, and I was like too afraid to say anything. It was just like so he comes in, and you've been around him. I forgot we're talking about your uncle, and he's ginormous.
Yeah.
And he already, by
Really
the way,
tall,
he's someone. This was happening. This must have been 2009. I was interviewing him, and he doesn't talk about himself. He's really never really talked. And so the whole thing is like, you have one guy over there who won't shut the up. And then another guy, it's like that's part of the story. And he just sits down and it was like it actually was informative in some ways of how to do interviews because I had a finite amount of time with him. And he sits down, he just is like,
get to it.
And it's like, okay. And I remember just like even beforehand being like, I got to remember every single thing. I can't like do. And he's so intimidating because he's not going to sit there and smile and make you feel comfortable. And that was easily. And he was just like a lot of things. He's like, I don't know. I don't care. I don't want to answer that. I was like, cool. But in the end,
ambition right there.
It worked out. I don't know. That was a very and he did talk more than I thought.
Now that's crazy. No, just imagine, man, the icon, your childhood. Let's say your childhood hero that you looked up to. You finally got the chance to meet him, talk to him, interview him, ask him what you want to ask him. And then you get to that point and you just lock up and freeze up because he's such a legend. That's crazy, though.
He did talk more than I thought.
What all of these stories have in common is that none of them were performed for an audience. Bird was not trying to be funny. He was not trying to be charming or relatable or likable. He was just being himself, and himself happened to be one of the most naturally entertaining people who ever walked through an NBA locker room. That is the thing about Bird that people who only know the highlights miss entirely. The trash talk and the game winners were one layer. Underneath that was a man who genuinely did not care what anyone thought of him, who lived exactly the way he wanted to live, and who found the whole spectacle of being a professional sports superstar faintly ridiculous. He signed the biggest rookie contract in history and then ordered the cheapest thing on the menu. He won 3 championships and then went home to Indiana and acted like nothing happened. The players who were around him, the ones who ate hot dogs in airports with him and watched him feed animals in the middle of the night, they knew something the rest of the world was only getting glimpses of. That underneath the legend,
that behind the
championships
fake
and
pass,
the MVPs, Larry Bird was just a guy from French Lick who happened to be great at basketball and never stopped finding that a little bit funny himself. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share the episode.
Let's clap it up, man. Let's clap it up, man. W video, man. Like I said, all these videos on Larry Bird is W video in my opinion, gang. Like, I'm so glad I found out about Larry Bird, gang. I seen one of his, I don't know what got me into one of his videos. No, I know what got me into it. I think the magic. No. What always made me want to get into Larry Bird was when everybody kept saying that Jordan never beat him. And I was like, gang, Jordan never beat somebody named Larry Bird, gang. So I'm like, I gotta do my research on this Larry Bird cat. Come to find out, he really did never beat him in the playoffs, gang. Bird was one of them runs for real, gang. And till this day, man, I'm still doing Larry Bird videos. But y'all like up this video, get this video to 10 likes, man. Feel free to donate if I want to. Nah, actually, y'all too, man. Just, it's a suggestion for y'all. Like and subscribe, man. 4 away from 2,000. It's free to like and subscribe, man. Go ahead and show y'all support. And yeah, catch y'all boys in the next video. Gone.